Now let's take a look at creating web snippets. In the previous tutorial, we converted this into a page template. We called it the content template. And now here we'll convert this full width template into a page template. And we'll also convert this element and this element into web snippets. So we'll call this one the product features web snippet, and we'll call this one the quote block web snippet. So first thing I'll do, I'll go into configure the site, go to the page templates tab. And one thing I'm noticing here, when we previously created this content template, we didn't rename the file name to content, so it's still called generic. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we'll rename this to content, and then this index.html is what we'll convert to the full width template, so we'll call that full width.html. Now if we refresh, we have the right name to the template. Let's go and open that full width template in the developer preview. And first thing I'll notice here is that none of the styles were applied. So we need to convert the URLs to be root relative. So to do that, I'll just add a slash to the front of all of these URLs. And there you go. Page looks like it's showing up properly. Next, we have to deal with the CMS request here. So this page doesn't have a title tag, so I'll set it to make the title not required. Here's copy the script right here. This is a CMS page config option. Title element required, set to false. And next, it looks like I need to add the content area for the body section. So let's paste that somewhere. Here we have the header, here we have the menu, and it looks like the content area would start here from the banner. And there are a couple elements here, and here's the footer. So we'll indent those and then have this content area go from that banner right up to the footer. Now if I save and refresh, looks like yeah, our page template's working pretty well, so we can add content in here. And now if I click the web snippet button, it tells me there are no web snippets defined. So again, we're going to convert this item here and this item into web snippets. Looks like that first item is called 1, and that second item is called 2. So what I'll do, I'll add a script tag. We're going to set the type to be text/CMS web snippet template. And we'll wrap that first section in the script tag. And we'll also wrap that second web snippet in the script tag. Now when we do that, the 2 web snippets are removed from the page, but we can now access them by clicking the web snippet button. And we have our first and second web snippets. I'm not going to insert them yet, so before I get started, we saw this message here. So it was telling us that the inline web snippet didn't have a title defined, so it was just getting the generic title. So here's the config tag to add that title. I'll go ahead and paste that into each one of these web snippets. So the second one was the quote block. And the first one was the product features. Now when we save that and refresh, if we go to web snippet, so now it's properly titled, product features, and quote. I'll want to insert them right between these two elements, and right now in this editor it's not letting me select that area. So what I'll need to do is go to Edit, Element Path, and then add a line break after that first section. So now I can go in here, and I have an area where I can add those web snippets. So to add the web snippet to the page, I just click Web Snippet, insert the product features snippet right here, and just edit that content directly, change the image, do whatever I need to here. And similarly for that second web snippet, I can just paste that right into the body of the page. And the nice thing about these web snippets is that you can add them as many times as you want, and they're repeatable components that you can add on any page. So currently the method that I did here was, this is an inline web snippet, so it can only be used on pages that use this page template. But the next step is let's move them into the web snippets folder so they can be used on any page template. So I'll add two files here. The first one I'll call product features.html, and the second one I'll call quote.html. And I'll just copy and paste that whole text block. To the first file, and I'll paste that second text block into the second file. When you're creating these files, you want to remove that script wrapper. Since this file is already in the web snippets folder, it doesn't need that script wrapper. So you just have the web snippet config and the HTML. And same with that second item. So now the web snippet is no longer inline in this page, but we should still be able to use it. So we'll try to edit that template. And yeah, there we go. Now we have our two web snippets. And similarly, we should be able to use them in the actual pages. Oh, here, since we renamed this template to from generic to content, we have to change the template. And so now we can also use those web snippets on the content template.